Have you ever felt that no matter how hard you try, the world seems to whisper, "It won't work out"? Doors are closing, opportunities disappear, and the voices around you insist that you give up. But what if I told you that it is precisely in these moments that your true inner strength awakens? That every no you receive is a chance to turn obstacles into opportunities. Today, I want to share with you a story that will inspire you to say yes when everything around you says no. A journey of courage, determination, and the relentless will to fight for one's own dreams. Get ready to discover how persistence can change the course of your life. Because when the world says no, it's time to hold your head up, believe in yourself, and keep fighting. Your victory might be just a yes away. Let me tell you the story of Clara. Since she was little, she dreamed of being a musician. She spent hours practicing her violin, imagining herself on the most renowned stages in the world. But coming from a humble family, resources were scarce and opportunities even rarer. When the time came to enter the conservatory, Clara faced her first big no. She was informed that despite her talent, there were no scholarships available that year. Friends suggested that she give up, that she look for a real job. Some even laughed at her ambition, saying it was impossible. Feeling discouraged, she almost succumbed to the pressure. But something inside her refused to accept that fate. Instead of allowing the world to dictate her choices, Clara decided to say yes to her dream. She started performing on the streets and at small local events, saving every penny. She recorded videos of her performances and shared them on social media. Her passion and skill soon caught attention. People from different places began following her, encouraging her to continue. One day, a famous conductor found one of her videos and was impressed. He got in touch, offering her an opportunity that would change her life forever: a full scholarship to a prestigious music school abroad. Clara accepted without hesitation. That was the reward for every no she turned into motivation. Years later, she not only achieved her dream of becoming a professional musician, but also inspired thousands of people with her story of perseverance. Now think about this. How many times have you allowed the no's of the world to extinguish the flame of your dreams? Clara shows us that when we say yes to ourselves, we open doors to endless possibilities. No matter how many times you hear no, use each one of them as a step to climb even higher. Believe in your potential, fight for what you want, and most importantly, never give up on saying yes to the life you deserve. But Clara's journey was just beginning. Upon arriving at the prestigious music school, she faced even greater challenges. The other students came from influential families, had the best instruments, and years of training with renowned teachers. Clara, with her simple violin and limited resources, felt the weight of competition. In her first recital, despite all her dedication, she made small mistakes. She heard whispers in the audience, noticed looks of disdain. Some classmates even said she didn't belong there. Once again, the world was saying no. On a rainy night, about to give in to discouragement, Clara found refuge in the small rehearsal room. There she met the school's janitor, Mr. Roberto, playing an old piano. Surprised by his skill, she started a conversation. He shared his own story of unfulfilled dreams and reminded her that music is not about perfection, but about emotion and connection. Inspired, Clara decided she would not let others' opinions define her worth. She delved deeply into her roots, incorporating the melodies of her childhood, the stories of her people, the essence of who she truly was, into her performances. In the next recital, instead of trying to fit the expectations of others, Clara presented an original composition, a piece that narrated her journey. The notes echoed through the hall, filled with passion and authenticity. When she finished, the silence was palpable. Then, one by one, everyone stood up in enthusiastic applause. That moment changed everything. Teachers recognized her unique talent. Classmates began to respect her, and opportunities that once seemed impossible started to arise. Clara not only conquered her space, but also brought something new and valuable to the world of music. She realized that the most important yes was not external recognition, but self-acceptance and self-confidence. With that, she continued to overcome obstacles, not because she sought approval, but because she remained true to her passion and purpose. And now, I ask you, how many times have you allowed the no's of the world to silence your inner voice? What opportunities have you let slip by because you believed more in doubts than in your dreams? Remember Clara and how she turned every barrier into a step. When the world says no, let that be the fuel that feeds your yes. Believe in the power that exists within you. Stand up, fight, and show the world what you are capable of. Because the truth is that the greatest limits are those we impose on ourselves. And from the moment we decide to break them, we open ourselves to a universe of possibilities. Your story is still being written. Grab the pen, say yes, and keep fighting. The best is yet to come. Clara continued her journey, performing on increasingly larger stages and moving people around the world. But amidst her success, she never forgot her origins and the challenges she faced. One day, during rehearsals for an important concert, she received an anonymous letter. "Clara, your music touched my soul, but I feel like I'll never achieve my dreams. The no's of life weigh me down too much. What should I do?" Moved by the message, Clara decided to do something special that night. Before starting her performance, she took the microphone and, with shining eyes, said to the audience, "Today, I want to tell a brief story. There were moments when I thought about giving up, when the world seemed to say no with every step I took. But I discovered that every no was a chance to reaffirm my yes to my dreams." She then spotted a young girl in the front row who was watching her attentively. Clara smiled and continued, "Sometimes all we need is to believe in ourselves. No matter how many doors close, there will always be a window open for those who keep fighting." After the presentation, the same young girl approached backstage. "Clara, I was the one who wrote the letter. Your story gave me hope. How did you find the strength to continue when everything seemed lost?" Clara held the girl's hands and replied, "I looked inside myself and asked, why did I start this journey? The answer was always clear, because I love what I do. When the world says no, remember the reason you said yes the first time." The girl smiled, tears in her eyes. "Thank you, I'll remember that." Now I ask you who is watching, what is the yes your heart is asking you to say? Share in the comments. Your story could be the inspiration someone needs to keep fighting. Remember, the strength to turn a no into yes is within you. Believe, persist, and never give up on your dreams. As Clara advanced in her career, an incredible opportunity arose, a world tour as the principal soloist of a renowned orchestra. It was the ultimate recognition for years of dedication. However, accepting it would mean being away from home for a long time and setting aside personal projects. While contemplating this decision, Clara received a letter from Mr. Roberto, the janitor who had been her confidant at the music school. In the letter, he shared news about her hometown. Many children were dropping out of school without prospects or inspiration. He asked if Clara could do something about it. Moved by this reality, Clara felt she needed to act. She remembered her own journey, how a small gesture of support made all the difference in her life. Determined, she declined the offer of the world tour, surprising many of her colleagues. Clara returned to her hometown and founded a community music project. She gathered donated instruments, set up free classes, and invited local musicians to participate. The children, previously unmotivated, now had a place to dream and develop their talents. On a sunny afternoon, during an outdoor rehearsal, one of the students, Sophia, approached timidly. "Clara, sometimes I feel like I'll never be good enough." "What if I can't make it?" Sophia asked, her eyes full of insecurity. Clara smiled kindly and replied, "Sophia, I also had those fears, but I learned that what's important is not perfection, but the passion we put into every note. When the world says no, it's time for you to say yes to yourself and keep fighting." The project grew rapidly, gaining recognition beyond the city. Journalists came to interview Clara, impressed by the social impact of her work. She was invited to speak at conferences, inspiring others to make a difference in their communities. And then, at a large benefit concert organized by Clara and her students, the local theater was packed. At the end of the performance, amid warm applause, Clara addressed the audience. "Today, we saw the power of believing and persisting. These children show us that, despite the obstacles, we can create something beautiful when we say yes to our dreams. And you? What is the yes you are waiting to say in your life?" Clara realized that her true fulfillment was not just on the international stages, but in touching the hearts of those around her. Her story became a cycle of inspiration, where each yes generated others, creating a wave of transformation. And now, reflect for a moment. What impact can you make when you decide to believe in yourself and others? Your action could be the encouragement someone needs to keep fighting. Remember, each yes has the power to change not only your story, but also the stories of many around you. Clara's journey shows us that by persisting and helping others to persist, we create a world where dreams are possible. But then, unexpectedly, a twist shook Clara's world. During a rehearsal, she began to feel a sharp pain in her right wrist. Ignoring the initial discomfort, she continued playing, but the pain only grew worse. Concerned, she decided to see a doctor. After detailed examinations, the diagnosis was devastating. Clara had developed a serious repetitive strain injury. The doctors were clear and firm. If she continued to play the violin without a long period of rest, she could permanently lose the mobility of her hand. The ground seemed to disappear beneath her feet. Music was her life, her passion, the means by which she touched people's hearts and inspired change. Without it, who would Clara be? The following nights were marked by insomnia and silent tears. Meanwhile, the children from the music project missed her. Sophia, noticing Clara's prolonged absence, decided to visit her. "Clara, everyone is worried." "What happened?" Sophia asked, eyes full of concern. Clara, with a shaky voice, replied, "I received some difficult news. I won't be able to play the violin for an indefinite period. I feel like I've lost a part of myself." Sophia held her hand and said, "You always taught us that music goes beyond the notes, that it's about emotion and connection. Maybe this is the moment to discover new ways to share your passion." Sophia's words echoed in Clara's heart. She realized that, although she couldn't play, she could still teach, compose, and inspire. She decided to dedicate herself entirely to the music project, focusing on directing and composing for the children. During this period, Clara discovered a hidden talent for composition. Her new pieces were deep, reflecting her emotions and experiences. The children, under her guidance, began to present these compositions at local events, enchanting the audience. The project's notoriety grew, attracting the attention of a renowned music producer. He proposed recording an album with Clara's compositions performed by the children. The album became a success, and the story behind it touched the hearts of thousands of people. Clara realized that the injury, although it had been a painful blow, opened doors for an even greater impact. She not only continued to live her passion for music, but also expanded her reach, transforming lives and spreading hope. And then an unexpected offer arrived, an invitation to conduct a national youth orchestra combining young talents from across the country. It was an opportunity to amplify her mission of inspiring through music even further. Clara, with a sparkle in her eyes, accepted the challenge. She understood that her journey had not been diverted, but redirected towards something even more grandiose. Now reflect with me, how many times can an apparent obstacle actually be a disguised opportunity? How can you turn a sudden difficulty into a new path for success and fulfillment? Share in the comments an experience where an unexpected challenge led you to discover new possibilities. Your story could be the inspiration someone needs to find strength in adversity. Remember, when life presents us with a twist, it's a chance to reinvent our dreams and keep fighting with even more determination. What seems to be an end could actually be a new beginning. With the challenge of leading the National Youth Orchestra, Clara dove heart and soul into this new chapter of her life. She traveled the country, gathering young talents from different regions, cultures, and stories. Each one brought not only exceptional musical skills, but also dreams, fears, and an immense desire to make a difference. In the first rehearsals, Clara realized that uniting so many distinct voices into a single harmony would be more challenging than she had imagined. There were ego conflicts, differences of opinion, and insecurities that threatened the group's cohesion. On one of those tumultuous days, during a crucial rehearsal, the tension reached its peak. Marcos, a promising trumpeter, openly questioned Clara's leadership. "Why should we follow your instructions? You don't even play anymore," he said, leaving a heavy silence in the air. Clara took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the words. But instead of reacting with anger, she looked each of them in the eyes and said, "You are right. I can no longer play my violin as before, but music has never stopped living inside me, and it is this passion that I want to share with you. It's not about me or you individually, but about what we can create together." She paused, allowing her words to resonate. Each of you has faced challenges to get here. How about we share these stories? Maybe we can better understand each other. Surprised by the proposal, the young musicians agreed. One by one, they began to open their hearts. Luisa, the cellist, talked about how music helped her overcome extreme shyness. Rafael, the percussionist, shared the recent loss of a family member and how rhythms helped him channel his pain. Even Marcos, initially reluctant, revealed the pressure he felt to be the best and not disappoint his family. The barriers began to fall. They realized that despite their differences, they shared the same passion and faced similar battles. Clara, moved, added, "When the world told me no, I found new ways to say yes. And together, we can create something that none of us could achieve alone. Let's turn our pains and dreams into music." From that moment on, the energy in rehearsals changed completely. There was more collaboration, respect, and a shared sense of purpose. The orchestra was no longer a group of talented individuals, but a family united by a common goal. The day of the grand international performance arrived. The stage was lit, and the audience was eagerly waiting. Behind the scenes, Clara gathered her musicians for some final words. "Regardless of what happens out there, remember why we are here. Play with your heart, connect with each other, and let the music tell our stories." When the curtains opened, the orchestra began a performance that went beyond notes and sheet music. Each melody carried the essence of their experiences, and the connection among them was palpable. The audience was in absolute silence, completely engaged. In the end, the applause was thunderous. Critics hailed the performance as a transformative experience and a powerful demonstration of the human spirit. In the days that followed, Clara and the orchestra received invitations to perform around the world. But more importantly than external recognition was the impact they had on each other and the communities they came from. Clara reflected on the journey and realized that by helping the young musicians find their voices, she had also rediscovered her own. The physical limitation that once seemed an insurmountable obstacle became a bridge to something greater. And now I invite you to think, in what areas of your life can you turn a no into a collective yes? How can your experiences inspire and unite those around you? Share in the comments a situation where unity and empathy made a difference. Your story could be the spark that ignites motivation in someone who needs it. Remember, when we open ourselves to listen and share, we create bonds that strengthen not only ourselves, but everyone around us. Keep saying yes, not just for yourself, but for everyone who can be touched by your journey. Clara's journey shows us something profound. When the world closes doors on us, when they tell us no, the true strength lies in our ability to continue, to adapt, to find new ways to express our passion. Clara lost the ability to play her violin, but found an even more powerful way to connect with the world, through the stories and lives she touched with her leadership, her music, and her resilience. She taught us that sometimes the path we choose may change, but the destination can be even grander than we imagined. By building something greater with her orchestra, Clara not only fulfilled her own dreams, but also helped fulfill the dreams of many others. And now I ask you, what dreams are you ready to turn into reality, even if the world says no? Maybe your yes is waiting for an opportunity disguised as a challenge. Before ending, I want to leave an important message. Life doesn't always follow the plan we chart, but true greatness lies in how we react to changes and unexpected twists. When the journey seems uncertain, that's when we discover who we really are. If you identified with Clara's story, if you ever faced challenges that seemed impossible, leave your comment below. Share your story, because who knows, you might also inspire other people going through difficult times. And of course, if you like this story and want to hear more inspiring narratives, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss the next videos. Together, we can continue spreading these messages of hope, resilience, and overcoming. Thank you very much for watching. Remember, the power to say yes is within you. See you in the next video.